Guys, so Pico projectors has been all the rage the past few years. Sony came out with one, and Cellulon came out with a couple, and now what I have here is the one from Apeman. So let me unwrap it. So to give you kind of an idea, Apeman Pico projector. So before the Apeman, I was using the Pico bit, and this I purchased for about $360 from Amazon when it first came out. So this is a laser projector, and this is actually uses the LED bulb and the screen. What's special about this, to keep the small size, it uses the Texas Instrument DLP technology, which has a bunch of small mirrors inside to reflect the light, so it doesn't need a large chamber like a big projector does. These uses the laser diodes, so you don't ever have to focus these, but they do come with a cost, and also the technology is not very mature yet. So with this, what I love about this is how bright it is. As a Pico projector, what's really important about it is that it must have a built-in battery. This has two pieces of batteries inside. I'm guessing it should be over here and here. So two battery cells, and what that does is that it powers the player. So as you see, there's nothing connected now, but if I hit the on button and bam, there you go. You can kind of see behind me, Apeman. As you can see, the throw here is about I'm getting a focus image in about 2 feet. But if you were to use it at home, I would actually suggest starting at about 3 feet. That's when the image is most focused. So comparing the image quality of these newer generation of Pico projector versus the older generation that you get from Sony and Cellulon, actually the Sony ones uses the same laser inside. And the problem with that is they're only rated for about 68 lumens, so you have to watch it with the lights off. You can't really use it in an office because it's so dark. As you can see, all my lights were on just now, and I was using this. You were able to see all the images without a problem. Size-wise, the Pico bit is definitely a winner versus the M6. However, think about it. You're never going to use something this small without being able to accommodate something this small. Pretty much what I mean is, if you have space for this, you have space for this. Especially when you're trying to create a 50-inch screen. This is puny and tiny in comparison. And the trade-off with being this small in size is that the speaker is tiny. This sounds like a mosquito. This I will actually use because there are two speakers here. So let me talk about the M6. As you can see, this is a very sleek unit. It's got the shiny glossy front with actually 3 functioning buttons. If you look here, there are 3 buttons here. The center one is an autofocus button. The left here is sound off, out. The right is sound up. The autofocus is great because with the autofocus button, this being a projector, you have to be able to focus it, because it's got the lenses inside, it's got the LED inside. So with this sensor here, there's a sensor up here. This is an autofocusing sensor. Basically, it throws up a grid on my back. I'll show you here in a sec. It throws up a grid, as you can see. And then the projector will read the grid, and it will automatically level, it will keystone, and it will focus the image. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to fiddle with any knobs to focus this projector here. When it comes to ports, now this machine uses the Android 4.4 operating system. It's a little old comparing to our phones, but once again, this is not a phone. So you have the basic 3.5mm single-ended audio out. You have a USB port that you can accommodate different peripherals, including USB drives. It can power your Amazon TV stick as well. You have the Type-C port, which is becoming more and more popular every day, our phones now and laptop uses the Type-C charger. So eventually this will be very common in every household, and you will be able to charge this wherever you go. Another thing great about this is that this is a very universal cord. Unlike a lot of other projectors where you have to use one of the specific AC adapters, you can readily buy this cord in store. And another reason to choose the Type-C cord is that it charges much faster than the micro USB port. Now you have the HDMI port, which is the most important one here. You can connect your game console, you can connect your Amazon TV stick, you can connect your Roku stick, and with this basically you open up your possibility to everything on the planet for input. You can even use your laptop, you can use another hub. You can use a 2-in-1 hub, 1-in-2 hub, which allows you to device signals or plug in multiple devices into this hub here. But being such a small size, I'm glad that they've included one, because on the PicoBit or the Pico Pro, what happens here is that it doesn't have a full-size HDMI plug. It has a mini HDMI plug, and this is very annoying because sometimes I want to plug in very standard devices that are full size, but this does not allow me to do that. I have to buy a converter and converting cable. But this, I can plug in a full size. Let's talk about what comes in a box. So it comes with the USB-C cord and a power adapter. The power adapter comes with the plugs unplugged, but basically you just snap this on and plug this in. So you can use this to keep your projector powered, or you can use it to charge your projector. Also comes in a box is a the HDMI cord. I haven't opened it yet, but it's very simple. It's an HDMI cord. And this is a little more complex here. This basically is a HDMI to mini HDMI adapter. Along with the HDMI cord, you use these in conjunction, because on these end, there are two full-size HDMI connectors, but sometimes your device requires a mini HDMI out, which some phone uses. So by doing this, you're able to connect your mini HDMI device to your full-size HDMI device. And also I remember a lot of cameras, in order to save space, uses the mini HDMI. So basically you can take this with you anywhere you go, this cable, this machine, and you're able to connect to basically pretty much anything. Also, I forgot to include that there is a Bluetooth remote that's included. The great thing about these Bluetooth remote is that it doesn't use any of the dongles to take up the USB spot. And this Bluetooth remote is special, especially paired for this projector, because you have the autofocus button, which does the autofocusing and keystoning. You have the mode button. This is a power save mode button, so you can save on your battery. And also you have air mouse button. Basically, when you press this, you can move the remote like this in order to change. So now, what makes this really special? I think it's the operating system that uses that, and the fact that it is a smart projector. Now, it's smart in the sense that you can do much more with it than just watching a simple video. Now, as I turned on the system, first, this thing levels and focuses by itself. You do not need any adjustments. You hit a button and it's automatic in the very beginning, but it does everything automatically, which makes it really easy for everybody who doesn't want to fiddle with knobs and buttons, basically. Now, there is a built-in app store. The app store is somewhat limited, but it's serviceable. I haven't found a way to install my own apps yet, but hopefully one day they will open that up for us. The built-in app store has actually enough for it to matter. As you can see, we have Hulu, we have Netflix, we have Chrome, we have HBO over here. So there is definitely a lot of content that you can watch already. But if you want more content like Voodoo, I haven't been able to do that yet. So hopefully the manufacturer will unlock the device for us to be able to install it. But it's understandable why they provide their own app store, because they wanted to be, they want to make sure everything is compatible. Because sometimes a newer update will break on an older system. And as this is an older system, so they want to avoid that from happening, which is very understandable. So if you look here, there is a SmartCast button. It's called HappyCast actually. There it is. But what HappyCast does is that you can actually AirPlay directly onto this machine. So that means for us with Apples, I'm using the phone right now to record, so I can't show you. But basically what you do is make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi, and when you open this HappyCast icon here, it will automatically update, one. And then two, after when it updates, what it will do is that if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, it will show up as an AirPlay device called AirCast H7. And when you click on that, you are able to go in and mirror everything on your iPhone or iPad screen onto that. Now, what you can also do to display is you can use the HDMI cable, of course, to connect to your phone. You can connect it to your phone, you can connect it to your DVD player, you can connect it to your PlayStation or Xbox. Really, it's up to you how you will use it. Personally, I use streaming sticks because I have everything set up already, like the Amazon TV stick and the Roku stick. And I use these and plug it in, and it just works. And it's very compact, it's very nice, the color is saturated. So here's a demonstration of the projector's various functionality. First of all, I have it out of focus specifically to show you how the focusing works. Basically, by pressing this button on the remote, what happens is that a grid pops up and everything is now in focus. As you can see, it's really sharp. So from here, I have access to many things such as HappyCast, which is the AirPlay, and also I believe the Android wireless casting app, and as well as dedicated movie player and file browser. From here, from within the App Store, I was able to install Prime Video, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, and Chrome as well. These are the only apps I installed, however, there are many more. As you can see on the top, the Bluetooth remote is connected, so it's showing, and as well as the Wi-Fi is connected too. Now I've been running on batteries, so that's why the battery is a little lower. So let me show you the image quality. The image is actually very great. It's very contrasty, and of course I have the sound on right now, and you can hear the sound is also wonderful. I can use this item to I can use this icon to turn the sound down, which is right here. I am turning the sound down, and now the sound is completely off. So from here you can tell that it's very fast. There is no ghosting, and right now I have everything on a smaller screen because I aim it at my wall. However, my suggestion is to pull this back further, and when you pull it back further, you can get a much larger image. And also know that it's actually bright outside, so that I am still able to get an image like this makes it very impressive for a Pico projector that I can take with me that runs on batteries, that doesn't require a plug. So it's very simple. Once again, I just hit this button and turn the sound back on, and it works great. So a little tips and tricks on how I maximize this projector for myself. First is a keyboard with a dongle. So this is a remote with a keyboard that I got from Amazon aftermarket. This works for all Android devices, so it works for this too, and I used it and it's awesome. Basically, you plug this into the USB port. But remember, you lose the USB port if you do this. However, you gain a keyboard, which makes using the cursor a lot less annoying if you're trying to type, because you can also use the web browser and a lot of other items using the Android operating system using this. Now next is a USB drive. This is a 128 gig drive. Basically what you do is you load your media onto here and then you plug it in here. And what this does is that it's got the OTG functionality in this machine, so that you are able to watch whatever files or listen to whatever files you have on here. It has to be video or audio. And then another thing is the Roku TV stick or Amazon stick. Now these sticks are very easy to use because they're plug and play. So I plug it in and there you go. So, however, these sticks need a USB power, and just so that there is a USB port here, and the USB port is powerful enough to power the Roku stick or the Amazon TV stick. And because of this, when I use it all together, it's very compact, it's not that much bigger, and it works really, really well, along with the remote. Where is my remote? There it is. Here's the remote for the Roku. Here's the remote for the projector. And when all of these are used together, you don't need any batteries. It powers and it lasts at least for a couple of movies, which is perfect for me. And then another thing about mounting, this is another very this is a very important thing about mounting the projector. I'm a photographer, so I have a lot of these articulating arms laying around. But basically, these arms, one end goes on a light stand, and the other end goes onto the tripod screw. So with these articulating arms, you see how important it is to have it, because what if someday I want to watch the movie on the ceiling? This is great because it locks, and this goes on a stand. So once this locks, my projector is aiming up into the ceiling. Now if I want to change it and aim forward, and I just do this, and it's aiming forward. So this articulating arm I highly recommend if you want a portable system to mount your projector any way you want, whether it's higher, lower. You can use this to level it, and these are really cheap. These are about 10 bucks on Amazon, and I use it in conjunction with my light stand, so I can raise it and lower it and basically aim it anywhere with this. So to recap, projector awesome, very small, very easy to use, tripod screw simple to mount, and last a long time. Picture is bright and punchy, very high contrast, and also wonderful sound for something this size. Now I hope this helps you make a decision on whether to purchase a projector like this or a laser projector. The two prices are not that much difference, and if you are going to spend money on a projector, I will get the better one anyway, which I think this is definitely the better one. So from my personal experience, I highly recommend getting the Apeman M6 because it really blows my old Pico projector out of water. So much better this is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.